Well, this is a completely unexpected edition of Rider Real Time with Nick Barbati because our intended guest was not able to show up. So an alum who just happened to be walking by, who was a very, very good friend of mine during college and is still a good friend of mine, came as a surprise visit and is now the surprise guest for Rider Real Time. Today's guest, Teresa Andrevet, welcome to Rider Real Time for your first time ever.
Thanks, Nick.
Have you ever seen the show?
I have in the past, not recently.
Not. Which guests do you remember on here?
I'd say Dave Keenan, Vicky.
You've never seen the show because you're being exposed right here. I'm a friend of yours.
I know. I haven't watched it
multiple times on Facebook, and you don't see anything.
I don't check Facebook.
Okay. Well, these were my intended questions for Shannon Core, the new director of Greek Life,
Oh, okay.
and they obviously don't fit.
No, I wasn't in Greek Life.
Yeah. When you, what's the difference of living on campus versus off campus as an administrator? That does not fit you.
No.
So I thought today would be a fun walk down memory lane for me and for us, because right when you were visiting, we started talking about all our grand memories of when we were students, and I got here in 2003, and you got here in
2004.
So yeah, so I graduated in 07, you were in 08, and those years, I mean, most people don't even know probably that I was a student here as a student, current students, but there was a lot going on in that time that I think is worth talking about.
Oh yeah.
So how did we meet?
SGA. Actually, maybe the leadership luncheon, probably.
No,
With Cassie.
I know where we met. The Emerging Leaders Luncheon.
Oh, that's it.
Oh, do you remember
Because
the story?
I stood up about the freshman class, and you're like, "Who is that girl?"
Yeah, we were. Came to the freshman emerging leaders program as like a helper because you guys. I was not a freshman, and like everybody was just wrapping up what we were doing. I think we were planning for Midnight Madness, and then this girl stands up. Hi, everybody. Just want to say we're having a car wash. Support freshman class, and you were the secretary. Was that what it was?
Yeah, as a secretary.
Oh my God. Yeah, and I thought I will never like this girl, and then somewhere along the line we became friends.
Oh yeah.
So when you were in school here, you were the SGA secretary, what was that moment like when you won that race? Because the reason I ask is right now it's freshman elections,
Oh,
and that's
okay.
like everyone's so emotionally attached to it.
I remember looking back to freshman elections. My roommate at the time, we ran against each other for vice president.
Did you? Who was this?
Michelle.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and we both lost.
Which is good.
Yeah, and I remember going to the C-store, getting a cookie dough roll, and eating it and crying, and crying to my mom about how I lost.
Yeah.
And then comparing that to winning secretary, I was like, I can't believe I got this far in my career at Rider. Like,
I remember
that was
that moment.
an awesome experience.
I remember that moment. That was really, really fun. Well, because I like you, when I was the SGA vice president, and you were our team leader that year when I was the vice president. But I don't know if your experience was the same as mine. I'd run for positions almost every year in high school and every year in college, and I lost every single one. This is why like people like literally don't believe me when their world is crushed when they lose an election. I'm like, I lost freaking sophomore class treasurer, and I thought the world was crumbling down.
Yeah.
But
it's just you don't even realize how well you've done until you experience something like that. Because in high school, like you said, I never got anything. I was always on every committee, but I was never president or like a top position. And
I know.
Here I am leaving Rider, SGA secretary. I was nominated for President's Award. Like,
how much
who
more
does
can
that?
You do? I know. Well, I remember when you got elected the night before, we were out like drawing on bathroom mirrors, which I don't think you're supposed to do, and chalking, and I think you were getting more annoyed with us because we were like determined for you to win. Win that
Cassie
big one.
driving by, you're still chalking. It's like 1 in the morning.
Yeah. Well, Cassie Iacovelli was here's a scary fact for you. Cassie Iacovelli was our advisor in the Student Government Association. She was the assistant dean for campus life. I mean, the students here now, none of them would have been here with her. Which is so fascinating because she's someone who changed my life. And what do you think was, from your experiences, like your greatest memory with her? Because I think she was just a real person that separates Rider from other schools. She was that big of a community contributor. What was your great memory with her?
I would say anytime I wanted, I can walk in her office, close the door, and just spill my guts to her. I knew it wasn't going back to anyone else. It wasn't going to leave the room. And she was just someone that always said, you know what, take a step back. and it's all going to work out. You know, like she was always a positive person. She never let you get to yourself.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we did upset her a couple times.
Yes.
Which you asked if we could talk about the tree incident on here.
Yes.
Which current students probably don't, obviously they don't know about, nor would they probably care about. But
this is true.
The big controversy when we were in the Student Government Association was, you know, this mini uprising over the Student Government Association not being part of the design of a new logo, for lack of a better word, of the university. And in protest wore shirts and chants and all this other stuff.
Have you seen my tree?
Now, if my students did that to me nowadays, we have a big problem.
Yeah.
But at the time, I thought it was a fantastic idea.
Yeah.
Now I realize we look like a bunch of idiots. You know, the student government kids trying to be the greasers from Grease. That's kind of what we thought we were. You know.
But it brought us together in that time, and I think that group of people are same people I still keep in touch with. You know, everyone I met through SGA and all the leadership stuff I did on campus. Those are my core people I still contact. You know.
What were the favorite events from when we were here?
I'd have to go with all of the Lollapaloozas.
Really?
Just because
I didn't go to any of them.
It was just because the end of the year, and it was like.
Oh, okay.
And even when I was an RA, like everybody, you knew that people were just going and they were going somewhere else. It was just,
Teresa, cut the crap. I'm talking about like Midnight Magnus's, all that stuff.
I never was at a Midnight Magnus. Do you know this?
What? No, I didn't. Why?
Freshman year, I think I went home for the weekend. Sophomore year and junior year, I was on duty.
Really?
Yeah, I was on duty.
Double duty night.
I was on duty in Olson. And then senior year, something happened. Maybe my grandma passed away, something like that. And
how do you slip that in?
I don't know.
I don't know, maybe my grandma passed away. Is that maybe like a calling in sick kind of thing? No offense to grandma, but still.
I think that's what it was.
What a mess. So, do you remember any Cranberry Fests?
Cranberry Fest. I mostly remember just summer conference things.
Oh, God.
Like, Boy State.
Yes.
And when they did the flyover with the SWAT team hanging out of helicopters.
Well, that was really when you and I were, or have always been at our closest. We lived here during, how many summers was that? 2 with each other, right? 2.
Yeah, 2.
We lived here for 2 summers together as part of the summer conference program, which is a bit different than how they do it now.
Okay.
But basically, we were there was staff of 10 of us where we would live in a house together. Very much felt like real world style.
Yes.
We had a job that we had to do. And it really, we were like existing in our own separate island for an entire summer, and those were some great moments. We had some fun.
Oh yeah, I mean, we blew up a pool, went swimming in front of, what was it at the time? Phi Tau?
No. That was a University House.
Oh, University House.
Which we weren't allowed to do. We got in trouble for.
Yes, but
just to qualify.
We were hot. So.
Yeah, we were warm and tired.
Play with golf carts, drive them around, park them places, tell them people lost them.
Yeah, I blew a tire. Remember the green van? Were you there for that?
Oh, the green van.
That green van. We hit that against the back of the BLC.
Yes, we did.
It broke some glass. That was
we
did. Bad. That was really, really bad. Any other good memories from that?
Because
I'm losing them.
Waking up after an hour of sleep to go fill water for the soccer. What was it called?
ODP.
ODP. Oh my gosh.
With Mike Finnegan.
Yeah. And going in their basement and seeing how they live for the weeks.
Do you know during the summer, Mike Finnegan is still coming here?
No.
Yeah, he doesn't remember me. I've tried saying hi to him over the years,
really?
and he does not. He was.
I just remember after my I think it was my 3rd summer. He finally knew who I was, and he would only go to me.
Yeah.
He wouldn't talk to anyone else.
He loved you.
Well, Teresa's got it. I'm like, well, I can't do everything.
Yeah. Do you remember the Special Olympics?
Yes.
Overnight duties.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Do I remember that?
Yeah, they were long. We used to sit overnight for Special Olympics.
Were you on summer conference when someone got loose?
No, that was me. That was me. What happened was people forget that these students who come for Special Olympics are genuine athletes. They really are training. And, sometimes we have to create a safe environment for them here on campus. And a student got lost or wanted to leave the building and didn't check in with their counselor because they weren't allowed to leave, and literally ran out of the building as I'm on duty, having had no sleep that whole night, and had to be the one that said on the loudspeaker that we have a problem, we have a Special Olympics runner, get out of the building, Really was not a high point of my life.
All you said was we have a runner.
Well, yeah, That wasn't good. That was not very, very good. But you also, one of your big projects that you worked on when you were here, and I think about it, was Senior Ball too.
Yes.
And that took place at, where was that? Celebrations?
Yeah, it was at Celebrations.
What do you remember about that event?
I just remember I was like panicking before.
A hot mess.
Because I thought it just wasn't going to go right. And I was like, this is my event. Like, this is my end of the thing, like blowout. And it was fine.
Yeah, it was very,
there was
very
no
fine.
reason to panic
I remember
or anything.
You wore a black and white dress.
Yes.
Yeah. So, we had so much fun together all those years and everything. But I do want to ask you, would you change anything about your college experience?
Absolutely not. I tell people that when I just got, my new position, my interview was like an hour and a half, and I mentioned college, I want to say like 20 times.
Okay.
Just because I was like, I had so much life experience here. If I never went away to school, I don't think I'd be in the same place I'm at.
But you were a very different person than what you are now. I kid you not when I say this. You were Snooki before Snooki was Snooki. True or false to each statement? You once had black dyed hair.
True.
You used to go around yelling "wah" to everybody.
Very true.
Yes. You used to go to the Jersey Shore and the bars there often.
Very true. VIP.
And is there any other connections?
The poof.
You wore the poof, the bump it.
Oh yeah.
All the time.
I had to bump it. I thought it made my face skinnier.
You should have traredmarked the
I should have, because she wouldn't be where she's at, and I would have been making money.
When I've told people this, with all due respect and no offense taken with this, you wouldn't do cartwheels nearly as well as her.
And I would know where the beach is, not ask anyone.
And not get arrested on the beach.
No.
That's absolutely true.
No.
So you're from the Jersey Shore.
Yeah.
Do you like having that atmosphere down there now with all that celebrities?
It's comedic to me. I take it with a grain of salt.
Do you?
I love to people watch.
Yeah.
And it's the most funny thing to be at the bar and watch people just following them around.
Yeah.
I'm like.
My sister-in-law, this is a true story, she wanted to go on a summer vacation with her friends, and they had a beach house for a week. Happened to be at Seaside. Like, she loves the show.
Yeah.
And so, she saw them going back and forth. She was right near the house. So then this interested my dad, I think, and he started watching the show as well. And the other day I was coming downstairs, and he was watching a marathon. It was on Labor Day. They had a marathon on, and my dad told me, I'm watching this show. It's a good show. I like that J-Bow, but that Snoopy, she's dirty. She needs a bath. Snoopy, and wash her mouth out. That was the other thing.
Oh my gosh.
But he thinks that Ronnie's a bully and he needs to get out of the house.
Oh yes.
I've never seen the show.
Oh.
Who would you most associate with on the show now?
I would still say Snooki, not in her, I guess, choice of lifestyle.
Yeah.
But I think her personality and her bubbliness, that's definitely me. And I'm not sure where she's going in her life, but.
So I've never seen the show. Keep in mind, I don't know. I know who the male characters are, but who would I remind you of?
Vinny.
Is that a good thing?
Yeah, everyone loves Vinny.
Who's the one with the buzzed hair?
That's Vinny.
I like him. He's handsome.
Yeah.
Good. Very good.
Good looking, kind of shy, but then he comes out.
Yeah.
So
tell me, because I want to indulge myself with you being here. What do you remember about me from college? That's what I would really like to ask you. What would you remember beyond just summer conference?
I would say, anytime I need anything, you're always there.
Yeah.
You always had the positive, and you always had the other outlook. If something else was going to go wrong, you saw both sides of it. You always, you know what I mean?
I appreciate that.
Yeah, you always said, well, I'm going to tell you the truth, but we're going to look at it this way too,
Yeah.
You always had, even though we're a year apart, I always felt like you had much more wisdom than I did.
I appreciate that. Well, yeah, it's been a long time though. I told you before the show about my aha moment was that, the new Lorelei Colbert, the new SGA vice president, was walking by, and she was getting ready for her first Senate. I was like, wait, didn't I do that once? And then I realized it was 5 years ago. Holy God, where did that time go? So a couple wrap-up questions that I want to do, and then we'll let you go from this surprise. The interview here was, who, I guess would be the question, is someone that is your Gail in life? Like when we Oprah is my grand life inspiration, the light along with Madonna. Who is your Gail in life?
That's a hard question.
You don't have a Gail?
I mean, it's going to sound cheesy, but my mom, I would say.
You and your mom are pretty Gail and Oprah.
Yeah. I mean, my mom, she's done it all, you know, from a long time. So, and I've always done everything just to make her proud, you know.
Yeah.
And
do you know Andrew Lobrace? He was a what's it called? A pub bartender the year after you, I think he was. But he and his twin Matt both went to Rider here.
Okay.
Which is so funny because he's my Gail in life anymore, and you don't even know him, and it's just so
no, that's nice
so funny.
though. I'm glad you.
He's become a real the best friend here at Rider. So I like to think of who's everyone's Andrew, if you would, or who's your Gails. You know, and another thing that that I was really interested with the other day was I was reading O Magazine, and on the last page of every issue, Oprah asks writes about what she knows for sure about life. Okay. What do you know for sure about life?
I know that I'm not stopping.
You're not stopping.
I'm unstoppable.
Everyone
is,
or just you?
I think everyone, as long as they put their head to it and stay positive, you can do anything.
Yeah. For me, when I was trying to read, like, well, what do I know for sure? Do I know anything for sure? And my thing that I learned that I know for sure, as I was thinking about last night, it was like I was thinking in bed was, I know for sure that we are not just responsible for the good things that happen to us, but responsible for the bad things that happen to us too. Because I was feeling like down in the dumps about, my teeth got extracted 2 weeks ago.
You and your teeth.
I know. Remember, I used to have summer issues all summer with them. Yes, because I've been putting off taking my wisdom teeth out like an idiot.
Yeah.
So here I am sitting and complaining, move-in week. I've got my teeth hurt. Blah, blah. I didn't take responsibility that I done all these years and didn't take care of my teeth.
Yeah.
But I was always the quickest one to say, oh, but I worked so hard to get my job, and I worked so hard to do this, and I deserve all this praise. So, well, we are unstoppable is the lesson of today's show. And the other lesson is, but we need to be responsible for the good and the bad that happens to us. So, well, thank you so much for being here and for this surprise visit. Hey, what do you think about Lupe Fiasco coming here?
That's impressive.
Very impressive, right? Last year we had Derulo. The year before that we had Kingston. Moving on up. Moving on up. We're doing really, really well. So thanks so much for being here, and thank you so much for watching. Next week, we're hopefully going to have our guest that we were supposed to have this week, Shannon Kaur, so I can ask her that question about what it's like to live on campus as an administrator. But in the meantime, have a wonderful week and take care. And I hope you enjoyed learning about me as a student. There's a lot messier stories that we weren't allowed to say on TV. See ya.